Hello guys, welcome to a brand new mixing tutorial. Let's take a look at this cover of House of Glass by ERRA, featuring what might be my favorite riff of 2020. All these ERRA songs have really been pushing me to get a little bit better on guitar, and that's something I've been needing, so I've been enjoying all the ERRA covers I have done. And let's go. Master bus effects explained at the end as usual. This is a past drum sound I've described before. So to get the description for this drum sound, just go to the Thornhill Nurture mixing tutorial video. You can look it up easy on the Patreon page. Just type in Thornhill Nurture and you will get that mixing tutorial, which has this drum sound fully described. I know some of you have seen it, so I don't have to repeat myself. And if you haven't, you can go check that one out. It's the Invasion kit with a down-tuned snare, actually. A little bit of pitch control going on. And you could check that out in that one. If there's any change, I might have turned down the rooms. Make it a little bit less roomy than it is on the mixing tutorial you're going to watch it on, because this is all comprised of very shreddy, fast drum parts. Less room, more articulation. Programmed bass, say hello to our friend Eurobass. This song is very hard and I'm not bothering learning it on bass because it's very, very difficult. It's basically like learning it on guitar again. It's two different instruments, unlike some songs where you can play bass like you can the guitar. So there it is, distortion channel. And straight out of Contact, Eurobass always sounds very sharp to me. Never really like it. So I always tame loads of mid-range. There's something honky at 800, something, there's a lot of character at 1.5 that's sometimes cool, but not here. And there's loads of spikes that you'll see me deal with at 2.8, 3.3, and the likes. And I added some sub at 43. This is a past mix decision from when I used it on an Ocean's 8 Alaska cover, because it's tuned there to F, so it's kind of negligible here. Then it's all about limiting. Make it super consistent here, and the real low end boost is in R bass. So at around 65, a very fatty area, boost a lot of harmonics there and around it. There's my low end. Very good low end plugin. And then this magic guy. Check out the before and after on this. I'll explain what it is. If you ask me, that's saving the tone. So there's a little bit of this proprietary signal processing, a little secret button by Dan Corniff, which saturates the signal a little bit, makes it a bit thicker. But the main hero here, besides the EQ, there's important EQ moves like cutting a lot of the 200 bloatiness and boosting some highs. The main thing is that insufferable mid-range filter. This guy is where you tell where the annoying frequencies are, and it kills it in a very, very natural way and lets you compensate the high end after. So the more important parts about this plugin right now are the 200 cut and the 3.3 big cut. After that, I want more pronounced mid-range with Saturn. So from 1K to 3K, I really crank a little bit of distortion into that. Really giving the bass some mid-range presence. There's a final notch here. I guess there was something I found annoying there. Hides the bass a little bit, and that's this bass tone. Guitarra. So for the guitar tone, I cheated because Carson Slovak posted on his Instagram the preset he used for mixing Snowblood. And that was off of his own pack, HM Audio. Is this Carson and this is Grant? I always mix up their names. It's the Herbert rhythm. So it's modeling a Diesel Herbert. And yeah, this is the original tone. You can hear the difference there in guitar, playing, pickups, and of course EQ and general mix. But this is the same tone, which is crazy. Just crazy that you can have that. It's actually a little bit closer without my processing, but my processing turned it into something my style. So after that, here's the man. Very big difference. So this guy is boosting a little bit of low end, and I'm boosting a little bit of high end myself here and here. And the insufferable mid-range filter saving the day again with the 4K cut. Super big. After that, I'm just compressing it for a little bit of consistency with R bass. Make sure that stuff stays always relatively same volume. And then this EQ to shape it. Mostly it's on this mid-range boost. Give it that radio-like quality that cuts through the mix. And the big low-end dynamic cut, because these palm mutes, since it's a very clustery chord that has a major third in the bass region, it gets very resonant. So I'm controlling it a lot because with this band off, the whole mix gets fucked. That opens up a lot of space. That's the guitar mix. I have them on a separate track just to have the tool riff on it, because it's the same processing, but there's H delay. Hell yeah, quarter note. Not ping pong, just the same repeat in stereo. Filtering a lot of low end. So the repeats are nice and clean on the rumble side of things. A little bit of feedback. That's it. It's the same tone. Some parts have a little lead. Pretty standard stuff for me. Using the same tone as the rhythms on this because I want them to kind of blend in instead of stick out. Enter your favorite reverb on 100% wet. That is the key, as long as you like for the part, and make sure you get rid of a lot of low end. That's a mix destroying thing right there, if you don't notice it. And right now I'm just trying this guy out on everything, seeing if this magic button actually makes it sound better. Not really here, I don't think so. Trying to use it to make the thing a little bit wider and out of the center. Just trying shit out. Not much to say there. Not much to say about my impact sample, except that I went back to this older one that I haven't used in a long time, because my usual explosion was too aggressive for this song. This boom seems to have the low end bloom closer to the original. And then it was all about the noises at the end. I grabbed this radio sample. It's basically ready. It had a load of text that I cut off. Just put some at the end.
Hello? Is anyone out there?
Which is a cool Easter egg there. But the funnier thing is after it. Oh, this EQ has nothing. I guess I just made it a little bit wider with this free plugin that just makes stuff wider. It gives stuff a stereo displacement, and it doesn't hurt the mono image. It's mono coherent. So when your mix comes in mono, you still hear it, which is the problem with these stereo things sometimes. Then I have a sample, kind of a meme, of the infamous Fitness Gram Pacer test that we all did in physical education.
The Fitness Gram Pacer test is a multi-stage aerobic capacity test that progressively gets more difficult as it continues. The 20-meter pacer test will begin in...
I can taste blood just from hearing it. So first things, de-essing, because the S's get very heavy after all the distortion.
The Fitness Gram Pacer test is a multi-stage aerobic...
Sounds too heavy, but bear with me, because he put it through the lo-fi, the King's microphone emulation.
The Fitness Gram Pacer test is a multi-stage aerobic capacity test that progressively gets more difficult as it continues.
Vibe. Distort.
The Fitness Gram Pacer test is a multi-stage aerobic capacity test that progressively gets more difficult as it continues.
Ended up not distorting it a lot, surprisingly.
The Fitness Gram Pacer test is a multi-stage aerobic capacity...
Getting rid of a lot of low end and making it wider.
The Fitness Gram Pacer test is a multi-stage aerobic capacity test that progressively gets more difficult as it continues.
That's the vibe.
The running speed starts slowly, but gets faster each minute after you hear this signal. A single lap should be each time straight line.
Having a little bit of fun with memes, but the voice processing is interesting. Mastering wise, I run it through Golfos. It's a little magical EQ that just tries to make your mix a little bit more pleasant to the human ear, with the recover parameter, which tries to recover sounds that it thinks your ear will like, and the tame parameter that will try to tame sounds that it thinks your ear won't like. Taking it very easy, it just gives my mix better bass balance and a little bit of shininess in the top end. It's just a 1% thing, which is exactly what you want in your master bus. As for compression, here's the Townhouse. Very light ratio and working very lightly today, because this mix in this song is so very busy that with a lot of compression, you'll get stuff to be a little bit buried. Can sound bad. Hopefully you agree with it on it has a little bit more energy, not too much. My favorite linear phase multiband compressor on the master. I usually just use it as a compressor by turning down the range and letting it work the way it wants, and then I can individually control different frequency bands. Here I compress the low end a little bit more to make sure that it's nicely packed. Tucking those explosions into. Cool tool. Inflator is basically my sound big button. It's run your mix through this and it sounds a little bit inflated. It just does a little magic trick, and tell me if you like it. It just does the thing, man. And for limiting, cutting the drums up, I am using Flatline by Submission Audio. Still learning how to use it. I think it sounds very aggressive and sometimes sounds like distortion is happening. So I gotta learn exactly how much I can use it and how I should balance my mix going into it. But yeah. For example, that explosion there, you can absolutely hear clipping. You can hear But yeah, still buying me a lot of loudness. That was this mix, guys, and thank you so much for stopping by and supporting the Patreon page. You're the best, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.